Alright, let's do this intro one time. Only once and that's it. Hi guys, it is I, Angela. Welcome to my channel. Well, mine and Bree's channel. If you guys see anything different, we got a new backdrop. You know, we're very professional now. I think we're slowly but surely trying to like figure out our setup and what works best for us. And I think with this backdrop, it's definitely helping a little bit. So I hope you guys like this. This is the makeup look that I filmed for you guys today. It's just, you know, yellow and orange eyes with kind of like a pinky neutral lip and glowy skin. I think it's just perfect for spring and summertime. Definitely more on the glam side. But I really actually love how it turned out, and I hope you guys like it as well. If you want to see how I got this look, if you want to see the steps that it took me to create this, make sure that you guys stick around. Was that good? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I bought this when the Ulta was having the deals. So I bought 2 of them. So I've been kind of like testing it out, and I actually really like it. Next, I'm going to use the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser just in the center of my face. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my eyebrows real quick off camera, and then I'll be right back. I'm back, and we're just going to jump right into our eyes. I'm actually first going to start out with this IT Cosmetics Full Coverage Concealer. I'm going to take a little bit of that on my ring finger. So I'm going to use this underneath my eyes to kind of conceal that area a little bit, just because I am doing my eyes first. I want to make sure that every like little kind of nook and cranny is concealed, because once I have eyeshadow on, it's going to be a little difficult to get up in those places. Next, I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in light medium, so I'm going to put a little bit on my lids to not only conceal, but use that as a base for the eyeshadow to kind of stick onto. Right after I do that, the next thing that I like to do is I like to set that entire area. So when I was kind of deciding what I wanted to do for this look, the main color that kind of stood out to me was yellow. Since spring is here, I feel like yellow is just such a, I don't know, it's just such a spring color. When you think of spring, you think of yellow. I don't know, that might just be me, but that's what I think of. So I wanted to do a yellow kind of eye look for you guys. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible because, I mean, who really wants to spend hours doing their makeup, you know, during summer? So keep it as simple as possible and kind of wearable. So I wanted to incorporate yellow and orange, because why would that not be wearable? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my ABH lip palette right here, and I'm actually going to take this yellow, and I'm going to use that as a base, like a base for my eyeshadow. So what I did was I took this yellow right here and I mixed it a little bit with the white just to lighten it up, and I got more of a like a true yellow. So I'm just going to apply this all over the lid area. To set this, Brie was nice enough to let me borrow her little palette. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and just says it's really, really bright. I'm going to take this yellow right here with the same brush, and I'm just going to pack over that, that base. Alright, so I'm moving on to this side, and it's turning out a lot better if I just use my finger for the eyeshadow and just pack it on there, because this other side it kind of just clumped up a little bit. This eye is struggling a little bit just because, like, you know, learning curve. I'm going to take my Morphe palette. This is in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. This is like the first palette that they did. My palette is a little beat, so please ignore that. But I'm going to actually take this color right here, which is like a, I don't know, like an orangey brown. And I'm going to take a smaller, kind of more tapered blending brush, just so I can have more control over where I want the crease color to go. So I'm going to take that just very lightly, just like literally a light amount. I'm just going to place it on my crease. As I'm blending though, I do want to keep it more on the rounded side. I don't really want to wing it out. Taking a clean blending brush, I'm just going to blend out those edges a little bit, just to diffuse them. Next, move on to this more of like a pinky orange. I'm going to use the same exact brush as well. This I want to keep a little more, not as like diffused out. I'm going to concentrated more like in the crease. I'm going to go back in with that clean blending brush, and I'm just going to blend the two colors together, and then really blend out this outer corner here. And go back into that yellow, and I'm going to take a fluffier flat brush. I'm going to pack a little bit more of that on just because we might have blended out some of the yellow from the lid. I'm going to stop with my eyes there. I'm going to move on to the rest of my face, finish that, and then go back into my eyes. I'm going to take the Infallible Pro Matte from L'Oreal. This is in shade 105. I like using this kind of on my T-zone during the spring and summer months just because my skin gets a little oilier than it usually does. I do, however, like to take my beauty sponge and just kind of pat it all over the areas where I applied it just to kind of make sure there's no brush lines. The foundation that I'm going to be using today all over my face is going to be the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. This is in shade 205 Natural Beige. I love this foundation. I've been using it nonstop recently. Even if I use another foundation all over my skin, I do like to still go over certain areas of my face with this because it just gives it such a nice glow to your skin, especially for spring and summer where glowy everything is what it's about. This foundation is a great product for that. Then I'm going to go back in with a beauty blender, and I'm just going to kind of pat this all over my face to make sure that, again, there's no lines. Usually this brush doesn't really leave any lines, but I like doing this because not only is it better pushing the product in, it's getting rid of any lines, but it's also kind of absorbing any excess product. So for concealer, I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in 10. So I forgot to contour my nose. I've been doing this before I apply concealer usually, so I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm going to take the Hard Candy Highlight and Contour Face Duo Stick. I'm going to take the contouring side and just apply that on my nose, the sides of my nose. Gonna take a kind of an angle dual fiber brush, and I'm gonna blend that out. I've been doing this before my concealer because I find that I can like clean it up easier when I do this first. I'm gonna add a little more of this concealer on. Gonna take the light neutral Shape Tape concealer. I'm gonna apply just a few dots. I always like using this just because it smooths out the area a lot better than any other product that I know. I'm also gonna take it to the sides a little bit. So to better blend in these lines right here, I'm going to go back in with that brush that I used to contour my nose, and I'm just going to go back and forth and kind of re-contour it, but then blend in those lines at the same time. So to add a little warmth to my face, I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour makeup stick. This is in the shade Where's Walnut, and I'm just going to place that kind of on my cheeks, on my forehead, under my lip. I'm going to take that same e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush that I used to apply my foundation, and I'm going to take that to blend out this color. You know, I'm actually going to use this to contour my lips a little bit, my top lip. I'm going to take that same stick, I'm going to apply a little bit kind of on my palm right here. And then I'm going to use that brush and just kind of swirl it in there. And I'm going to apply that underneath my chin. The reason why I like doing this is because I feel like when you directly apply it on there, it's just very harsh and it can be difficult to blend out. So doing this and kind of packing it on there gives it more of like a natural kind of look to it. It's not as harsh. Last of my creams here is going to be my Sephora Luminous Drops. This is in Morning Light. I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it just at the high points of my face, but I like to do it kind of area by area. once we have all of our creams out of the way, now we're going to start setting everything in. First I'm going to set my eyes. I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I have a love-hate relationship with this powder. I like how it sets the under eyes, and I like how it makes them look very smooth. I do not like, however, that it has such flashback. And also the kind of the reflecting particles in there are very like noticeable on your skin. It almost looks like you have kind of sparkles all over your under eye area. To set the rest of my face, I'm gonna just actually use the Airspun powder. This is in Naturally Neutral, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my face with just a big fluffy face brush. I'm actually gonna take some of this Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. I'm gonna spray that all over my face and then push it in with my sponge, just because it's looking a little powdery. So during spring and summer, obviously it's a lot sunnier outside, so I really like wearing glasses. I love my sunglasses, so usually they leave that little kind of annoying indent on your face. So I try to take like the proper steps to not have as big of an indent. And so even though I don't necessarily like baking during spring and summer, I am going to bake my nose just a little bit, just right where my sunglasses would normally sit. This obviously isn't going to get rid of the problem, but it's going to take a lot longer for like the indent to show up. So for bronzer, I'm going to take the NYC Sunny Bronzer with a e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. Just apply it right where my shadows are. Because I want this to be a more glowier look, I'm going to take the ABH Gleam Glow Kit, and I'm going to take the color Mimosa right here. It's just kind of like a bronzy color. I'm going to take the same brush, very lightly, just tap it in there. And I'm going to go over the same areas that I put that, that bronzer on. So my camera stopped recording, so I don't know where I stopped. But for the longest time, I thought that this highlighter wouldn't work for me just because it's, you know, it's so dark, you know? But it actually just works so beautifully. I use it when I'm tan and I use it when I'm pale, and it works for me, you know? So I typically focus that on the highest point of my cheek right here, and that's where I put the most product. So I like to place that right there and then just kind of blend it in circular motions right there. I like using smaller brushes like this. If you haven't picked up, I always use this little brush and just apply right there and then blend it out. I don't like to take it all the way to my kind of my ear, just because I want to really define my cheekbones. I don't want to necessarily like drag it behind there. And then I like to take some right above my eyebrow and drag it down to where like my cheek highlighter meets. So I literally only like to apply it in that kind of a C motion right here. Oh, what I do when I'm really pale is I actually mix in Gilded Honey right here with peach, peach glow, and it gives it kind of a lighter version of that color, and it's just really pretty. Then next I like to apply on the sides of my cupid's bow here, and then the top of my lip, down the bridge of my nose, and then whatever is left over on my chin. For blush, I'm going to take Luminoso by Milani, and I'm just going to place that on my cheeks. Just going to do a very light kind of hint of that. So now that my face is done, I'm going to go back in and work on my eyes. I'm going to work on my lower lash line first. Using that same, I'm going to use the same exact colors basically. I'm going to go in with this like the orangey color that we used first. I'm going to take that same exact tapered blending brush, and I'm going to place that all over my lower lash line. I'm going to take this kind of short shader brush, and I'm going to go back in with that yellow, and I'm going to place that all over the lower lid. And then taking that more of a pinky orange, I'm going to place it kind of on the edges of the yellow. So I want to place a white eyeliner on my rim. For mascara, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. This is in Carbon Black. Actually, I'm kidding. It's in Black is Black. I'm going to apply false eyelashes. I'm going to be using the Salon Perfect 615 lashes. While my eyelashes are drying, I'm going to take this Laura Geller waterproof gel eyeliner pencil. I'm going to use that to line my upper rim here, just so you don't see the little kind of skin showing through. For lower lash mascara, I'm going to take the Lash Accelerator by Rimmel and apply a full coat on my bottom lashes. I forgot that I have this bake on here, so I'm going to wipe that off.
An hour later.
Apply an inner corner color. I'm just going to take this NYX palette here. I'm going to take the lightest shade, which is literally just a white. For lips, I'm going to take the NYX Nude Truffle. So I'm going to use Buenos Aires. And I'm going to put that all over my lips. I'm actually going to take Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lip in Orange Obsession. I'm just going to dab a few dots on my lips just to not make it so pinky. Alright, and then last step is I'm going to take the Mario Badescu Rose Water and I'm just going to spritz that all over my face. One day I'm going to do this and it's going to look so sexy, or at least like not weird. It's going to be over. That's when I know that I've reached like maximum YouTube potential or whatever. Alright, well that kind of wraps up my little tutorial, guys. This is the finished look. In the beginning I had some trouble with my eyeshadow with that yellow right there, but at the end I actually really like the finished look, so I hope you guys like it as well. Thank you so much for sticking with me and for watching this video. If you did like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me or Brianna, make sure that you guys subscribe so that you can get notified whenever we drop a video. I think that's it for me. I'll see you guys in my next one. You see how that quick that was? Shit. Shit. Professional.